KCBS's David Welch reports officials are optimistic with the results.
Oakland Police Chief Armstrong announced the plan last month after 8 people were killed in 1 week, making it the deadliest 7 days of gun violence this year. The plan called for all available resources dedicated towards curbing gun violence in the city. That plan, according to Armstrong, is producing results.
Definitely has made an impact. We see the numbers. We see that the homicides are down. We see shootings are down. So we know less people have lost their lives as a result of this.
Armstrong points to falling homicide numbers over the last month. Andy says a reduction in illegal guns on Oakland streets is helping as well. It's a success that has him extending the program another month. He's hoping to add close to 40 new officers during that time. And he hopes to address the fact that many in Oakland don't feel safe living here.
It may not feel that way today, but we're going to keep doing our best to get people off the streets who are driving violent crimes so that people can feel safe in our city.
In Oakland, David Welch, KCBS.
The monthly list of excessive water users in the East Bay is out, and it's much, much longer than it was last month. KCBS's Megan Goldsby has the explanation.
September's water waster list was just 3 households long. This time, it's about 300. That's because, says Andrea Pook with East Bay Mud, this represents a whole billing cycle and late summer. But she says once people are warned that they're exceeding 1,600 gallons a day, many discover leaks.
Or people may just have missed, like, oh, whoops, my irrigation schedule is on for every day. I meant it to be on once or twice a week. My mistake. So there's a lot of different reasons that people fall into this category.
And the excessive water users list is helping people discover that. Pook says the utility is here to help.
We have home water audits where we go to the home if need be, and walk through their setting to try and determine what's going on.
Most of the homes on the list are in Alamo, Lafayette, and Danville, with the highest user coming in at more than 6,600 gallons a day. They are seeing an overage use fee on their latest bill, and they will until they fix the problem or cut back. Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
The drought is having a significant impact on a wide variety of birds that rely on California and Oregon marshlands and waterways for food and rest during their migration. KCBS's Jeffrey Schaub reports wildlife are having to travel further, imperiling their health and ability to create offspring.
Every year, millions of migratory birds, everything from egrets to geese, fly south for the winter, stopping every few hundred miles in marshes and estuaries. But noted West Coast birder and author Harry Fuller says the drought has dried up many of those locations.
They need basically a motel and a restaurant. And if the restaurant's closed because the drought has dried up the marsh or killed the plants or the insects that they eat haven't bred, or if they're a raptor, for example, a bigger hawk, they need mammals of a decent size. And if the food supply is gone, then there aren't going to be as many goals.
Fuller says the birds just keep on flying. For example, he has birder friends in drought-plagued eastern Oregon.
And they're seeing now big flocks of birds that used to stop, eat in the fields, go into the marshes, just fly on past. There's no food.
Fuller says as many as 80 bird species are already in decline because of climate change. The drought is only making things worse.
Which means more birds will starve, get injured, die, get lost. It's really bad.
In the North Bay, Jeffrey Schaub, KCBS.
Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Melissa Colross with why the symptoms you'll feel if you catch COVID now may be different than if you'd gotten it, say, a year ago.
KCBS News Time 12:15 over at the sports desk. The Warriors lost to the Suns in Phoenix last night, 134 to 105. And in hockey, the Vegas Golden Knights beat the Sharks 4-2. Here's Victor Zaragoza with sports.
The 49ers have talked the talk, now they need to walk the walk. After the club's blowout loss to the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, player after player spoke about the self-inflicted mistakes that have made it difficult to win games. And Coach Kyle Shanahan in the press conference was not short on words either.
The most frustrating thing was the spots we hurt ourselves. In that first half, some of the false starts that we had on offense, lining up in the neutral zone on defense. For us to have that false start on that field goal, I was obviously so excited because they muffed a punt the next time. But for us to have a turnover there was a real big mistake. Ended up being all right when they missed that field goal. Talk about some of that stuff at halftime. We come out, give up a huge kick return, and then have a really stupid penalty to add 15 yards at the end of it. Those are the things that disappoint me the most.
And he was also asked, as far as self-inflicted wounds, what do you do to help eliminate those?
You just keep holding people accountable, you keep coaching, and people got to focus and keep working to get better. I mean, there's no magical answer. That's what we do throughout the week. We coach and those guys work, and that's what we got to keep doing.
Audio courtesy the 49ers. It has been a reoccurring theme throughout the first 7 weeks of their NFL season. No phase of the game is innocent, but maybe their humbling loss is what forces everyone at the team headquarters to lock in before their postseason hopes fade into the distance. Now for the 49ers, they prepare for the Rams in Los Angeles this Sunday afternoon. From the sports desk, Victor Zaragoza, KCBS.
We're all on this planet together. So join Odyssey and find your one thing. As autumn temperatures get cooler, here are some simple things you can do to help out the environment. Remove any window air conditioners. Check windows and door seals for proper insulation to keep heat in and cold air out. And check your furnace, making sure it's clean, and replace the air filter with a new one to keep it running at peak efficiency all winter long. Join Odyssey, and together each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Discover a world of wonder in Mendocino County with expansive estate wineries, hidden hot springs, mineral baths, and modern dining in historic spaces with vineyard vistas and bluff-top Pacific views. Natural beauty is everywhere you look and everywhere you go. Enjoy room to roam and rediscover tranquility in Mendocino County.
KCBS News Time, 12:18. We'll take a look at your 6-day forecast coming up after we check the roadways with Carolyn.
And you know what, in Antioch, coming off the Antioch Bridge, the Wilbur Avenue off-ramp from southbound Highway 160, CHP has caught up with a driver who was going the wrong way, heading northbound in those southbound lanes, and driver is stopped, pulled over, is facing the wrong way, and well, now it looks like he's asleep. Sure, he's just about to be due for a pretty rude awakening. Out in the Tracy area now, eastbound 205, just east of Grant Line Road. Apparently, we do have first reports of a possible fire. Might be off onto that right-hand shoulder. No other details at the moment, so we will wait until fire crews can get on scene. That's it as far as stalls or crashes go. If you're trying to get into the city across the Bay Bridge right now, absolutely no problem to report at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza. Traffic is smooth heading across the upper deck on into the city. Your next traffic update is at 12:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Yeah, it should be a really lovely 6-day forecast. Similar temperatures every day. Patchy coastal bay fog this morning, mostly clear skies inland. Lows in the upper 40s to 50s, sunny and breezy today through Friday, with highs from the low 60s to the low 70s, and then increasing clouds Saturday through Monday. Monday's Halloween with highs in the 60s and low 70s. A slight chance of sprinkles on Saturday. We have a low come through, but we're keeping it in the forecast. Wishful thinking. Continued cool overnight with lows from the upper 40s to 50s. Right now it's clear in Napa and 50 degrees, 52 degrees in Oakland and partly cloudy, 55 degrees San Jose and clear, and it's 57 degrees partly cloudy here along the Embarcadero in San Francisco. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time 12:20. A just released congressional report says Americans who didn't have sick pay or family leave benefits at work quit their jobs at significantly higher rates during the pandemic compared to those who did have those benefits. The House committee looked at internal data from 12 major firms, including Disney, Walmart, and Boeing. A co-author of the report, Democratic Congressman James Clyburn of South Carolina, says Americans shouldn't have to choose between feeding their families and caring for loved ones. The most common symptoms of COVID appear to be changing as the virus continues to mutate. KCBS reporter Melissa Colross tells us in some cases, the disease is starting to feel more like a cold or the flu.
If you catch COVID today, your experience is likely to be different than if you'd had it last year.
As the virus evolves and as immunity evolves, because people have been vaccinated or previously infected, the breakthrough infections are becoming more mild, with milder cough, fever, and of course lower rates of hospitalization and death.
Speaking on KCBS's Ask an Expert,